Today we're going through 10 tips and tricks within After Effects that helped me out a lot back in the day and hopefully it'll help y'all out now. You know, another thing that'll help is if you like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything. Am I a sellout? All right, let's do this rapid fire style. Number 1, being able to have your paint layer separate from your footage. If you've ever used the paintbrush, you'll know that when you use it on the footage, there's really no smooth way to be able to separate it from that footage and even export it by itself without the footage there as just an animation asset. So how do you solve this? First, let's take our footage and duplicate it. Then create a black solid. Turn the solid off and select both the duplicated footage and the solid and pre-comp them. Now with this new comp, you can right mouse click, open, and open layer. And in this layer, you can use the paintbrush to paint however you need to paint and however you need to animate throughout your footage. Once you're done with that, open up the composition layer source, turn your black solid back on, go back to the original composition, and select the blending mode to add for that layer. You'll now have your paint effect separate from your footage, yet be able to use the footage as a reference while painting. Number 2, blending modes. Use them. They can help create realism in the effects that you're crafting. Take a look at this logo that's in front of a wooden textured JPEG. Nothing really very special, right? Well, watch what happens when we start to adjust the blending modes. Worlds collide as normalcy is thrown out the window and naturalization just comes to a complete connection right in front of our eyes. I was getting a little excited with the word choice. Number 3 stands for 3D tracking specific items. Now, you don't need to do this effect every time, but did you know that you can specifically track a subject or item within your shot, which helps when you don't need all these track points for your entire composition. All you need to do is create a mask around the subject or item that you like to 3D track, keyframe that mask throughout the shot where necessary, pre-comp it, making sure that the bottom tab is selected, then adding the 3D track to that layer. After it's done tracking, open up your pre-comp layer source, delete the mask from the layer, and now you're left with your regular shot with 3D track points in specific areas that you needed. And speaking of tracking, number 4, change your tracking options. They're there for a reason. Now, I'm not gonna command you on what you should set them on, but I am. If you're dealing with low light or harsh light conditions, keep your channel on luminance. If you're tracking a point that's a distinct solid color, put it on RGB or saturation. Leave on sub-pixel positioning, and lastly, and again, I can't tell you how to live your life, but change adapt feature to stop tracking with a confidence level of 85% or higher. This means After Effects has a high sensitivity to stopping the tracker if it loses the tracking point. This means you don't have to worry about the tracker going on a midlife crisis while you're keeping your eyes set on the monitor for every nanosecond. Instead, you can press track, go hit the gym, collect your gains, and move on with your life. Okay, not really, you should probably stay with your computer, but you get my point. Number 5, the toggle mask visibility tool. I don't know why I went so long without knowing about this button. Let's say you're working on an image of a person in a mask with a bunch of masks all around it, okay? And it's driving you crazy, you're about to explode, your OCD is kicking in, and it just looks so ugly. Relax, breathe, and simply hit the toggle and watch all those lines fade away. Some would say that they even become transparent, which leads us to number 6, exporting animations with transparent backgrounds. So you have your animation done and now it's worth its weight in gold. Let's keep it that way. Go to Export, add to Render Queue, select Lossless, change the format to QuickTime, change channel to RGB plus alpha, and you are good to go. Now you have an exported animation with absolutely no background. Quick and easy. You know what else is quick? Number 7, quick keys. Let me tell you some of my favorites. Control-Alt-D to slice a layer. Control-Alt-Home to perfectly center an anchor point. The letter U with the layer selected to see all of its keyframes. Page up and page down to move frames at a time backwards and forwards. The tilde button. I think it's pronounced tilde. Not really sure.
Tilde.
This button makes your window of operation full screen. Need to see your screen better? Like to have an easier display for organization? Desire more space in the timeline? Tilde!
Tilde.
I'm not trying to yell too loud. It's like 2 a.m. I got neighbors. But if it was not 2 a.m., I would have yelled that so loud. It would have been funnier. And lastly, the greatest quick key of them all, the like button and subscribe with the bell notification. I'm just joking, it's the Control S. Seriously, Control S. If you're a new editor, newbie with this, Control S. Get used to it. Real quick story too, I do Control S so much as an editor that last year when I was doing a puzzle at a friend's house, I noticed that my left hand was doing Control S muscle memory every time I was putting a puzzle piece down on the table. That may be a problem. Number 8, looping footage. Happen to have a small clip or a little animated detail that you need repeated over and over and over again within a composition, and you don't feel like creating like 100 4-framed layers to do that? Because I've never done that. Easy fix. Right mouse click on your footage, just select interpret footage, and at the bottom you'll see loop with the number 1. Put that number at a safe 100 and voila, you have one layer of fruit looping like Toucan Sam. It's not bad. Number 9, use Mocha over Rotobrush. Now sure, this really is just a personal preference, and I will admit the new updated Rotobrush is amazing, but Mocha is still amazing too, and it won't kill your computer or your render speeds. So if it's a long shot that you're trying to rotoscope or just a small little item, use Mocha. It'll work just fine, but again, I can't really tell you what choice to make, but if you choose Rotobrush, just know you're going down a path I can't follow. And lastly, number 10, use Selective Color to help with keying. Green screen keying sucks, and it probably will never not suck, who's to say? But to help you along in this journey, we have Selective Color, a shy but strong asset to the team. With this effect on, change colors to green, put cyan and yellow at 100% and magenta at negative 100%. This will make the green pop far more in the image and allow the software to better read the key. Whew. So that's it. That's my random tips and tricks within After Effects. Comment below if you'd like to see more videos like this where it's very quick, small little details, rapid fire style. And also remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything from this channel. Now this channel really doesn't have an ending slogan, so I'll just say this. GameStop to the moon. I really hope that ages well. Green screen king, that's a tongue twister. It's like New York, New York, New York.